Hey guys, I'm Wolfie. Big news! The 49ers have re-signed offensive guard Ben Bartch. Let's go ahead and jump into the article to get an idea what's happening. Then we'll jump into his PFF, and then we'll just talk about it. We'll just talk about Ben Bartch and what I think of the situation. The team announced that they have signed Ben Bartch to a one-year deal on Monday, February 24th. No other terms were disclosed. Ben Bartch was a 2020 fourth-round draft pick of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He came to the 49ers after being signed off Jacksonville's practice squad in 2023. He has appeared in 8 games and made 2 starts for the Niners, and he has had 20 starts in 41 games for the Jaguars. Left guard Aaron Banks is set to become a free agent next month, and Bartch could be a potential replacement if he leaves for another club. Taking a look at Ben Bartch's grade according to PFF, he has a 74.8 grade, which is 23rd among guards, 74 pass blocking grade, 23rd among guards, 71.2, 29th among all guards, running blocking grade. This is a great stat, all right? This is a great stat line here. This is beautiful. However, if you take a look at the offensive snaps here, he has 65 offensive snaps, which is 112th of all 135 guards. Now you're saying to yourself, why does he have 65? Because he didn't start playing until the Buffalo Bills game, played the entire game. Then I believe he got hurt the next game. I can't remember what it was. They rolled up on his ankle. He got hurt. And so he's out for the rest of the season with a bum ankle after it was just a fluke play, got hurt, and it wasn't necessarily his fault. He allowed 0 sacks, 0 penalties. He only allowed 1 pressure in those 65 snaps. So let's go ahead and talk about Ben Bartch as a whole. Ben Bartch. I like Ben Bartch. I really do. I like the potential there. I like that one game that he played. However, that doesn't mean he could be like that throughout the entire year. I understand the injury he got is a fluke play, not something you should look at and be like, oh, he's injury prone. It was like a pile fell on top of his ankle and it messed him up. So that's reasonable, right? However, you cannot go off of somebody who wasn't your number one guy, who's been on the practice squad before, who didn't have a very good training camp according to reports. You cannot go off of the guy who's on the depth chart behind Banks at that and say, hey, he's our replacement at guard. You can't do that. You can't go past free agency and the draft and think to yourself, oh, we got our replacement at Ben Bartch because of that one game against the Buffalo Bills. Do we like this potential? Of course. That's great potential. That means he could do something. There's something. He's shown something to us. That is good. That means he's a top 32 guard. There are 2 guards on the line. And he's one of the top 1 through 32. 23, I believe, according to PFF. In that one game, 65 snaps. If it was like 300 snaps or whatever, and that was his grade, I would love it. Love the potential. Still think he should go out and get another guard somewhere, but it wouldn't be that high of a priority. However, guard is still just as much as a priority as it was before signing this guy. We need a starting caliber guard. We need a starting caliber potential guard, potentially in the draft or free agency, someone who's actually played all 17 games or has played at least 9 games before getting hurt and shown that they are a starter in this league, like Drew Dahlman, Coleman Shelton would be nice, something like that. And I know those are centers, but like Ben Bartch can also play center and guard. I forgot to mention that. He can play both positions. So there is depth there. So you got a guy who can play guard and center. So the good thing about it is the depth. This is great depth. This is a great depth signing. You don't have to rely on some guy like Zakel. You don't have to rely on some bum who's not very good like Jalen Moore or Burford, who's not very good on the right side. Could be better on the left side. I don't know. But the depth is now a lot better with him on the roster. But it certainly does not replace the starting position that Aaron Banks is leaving behind. Even though Aaron Banks was not even a starting guard in this league. Those 65 snaps were significantly better than Aaron Banks. We're letting Aaron Banks go, and we're going to get a new guard somewhere else. The 49ers still need to draft a guard or sign one in free agency, but this is a great depth signing, and the potential is really there. Because if he can be this good or if he can just be somewhat good here, he'd be a bonus and better than Jake Brendel at the center position, right? Because he could play center. So if he could be this good and actually show up in training camp, because in the previous training camp, he actually didn't play very well, which is probably why he was on the depth chart. But once he started to play due to injuries, he really showed out. So maybe he could show up at center, take the center position if we can't sign a center. I do still think we need to draft a center, still need to sign a center. But like I said, depth. You want depth that can play multiple positions. That way you don't have like 9 or 10 offensive linemen that can only play one position. This is a great depth signing. I like it. Only 65 snaps, so it does not solve the guard issue. Big one, big one. And shout out to 49er Media, who said the 49ers were likely to sign this guy. Guess what? He was right. So shout out to him. Go check out his channel. His prediction was correct. Thank you guys so much for checking out this channel. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know what you guys think of the Ben Bartch signing. Does it solve the issue at guard? Do we still, is the situation still exactly the same? It's just good depth. You let me know in the comments. Like the video, of course, because every single like makes my 49ers heart grow from here, here. All love, guys. I'll see you next video. Bang, bang, not a gang, baby.